Hello, guys. How are you doing today? I am Constance, and thank you so very much for joining me in the next episode of my English class. In our previous lesson, we talked about the definition of or gave the meaning of modal verbs. All right, in this lesson, we're going to be talking about how to use modal verbs. If this is your very first time here, I thank you so very much for joining. I ask that you like, subscribe, and share if this channel is beneficial to you or you know it will be beneficial to someone else. Please share it, right? Share it. All right, and hit the description and hit the notification bell, sorry, and hit the notification bell so you will be the first one to have these videos whenever they are posted. This is a learning channel. It's an educational channel where I help you get a better grades in your exams, right? Or you pass your exams for what? For college or to obtain a job. So let's get through how to use modal verbs. All right, so this is part two. We done the meaning of modal verb and a list of modal verb. Now we're going to be showing how to use these modal verbs, and I've put them in the most simplest form so you can grasp it or understand it. All right, so these are 10 modal verbs, and these are the capacity in which they should be used. This is the capacity of how each one of them should be used. All right, so the first one is could, right? Could, past ability or suggestion. Past ability or suggestion. So your past ability is something that you could have done in the past. I could have entered the Olympic, or I could have gone to university. Or a suggestion. What would be a suggestion? I suggest that you speak with your parent, all right? You could speak to your parent, you could speak with your teacher, all right? Or you could ask your peers, right? So a suggestion. So you say you could ask your peers, they could help you. So it's a suggestion or past ability. Or your past ability is something that you could have done long time ago when you were younger or when you were at a certain age. All right? May. And remember we talked about may is what? Permission or future possibility. I may enter Miss Universe, right? The Miss Universe pageant, right? And what permission is to allow or to give authorization or give person an authorization to do something. All right, so may, permission, or future possibility. Future possibility. I may enter the Olympics. All right, I may enter the book writing contest. All right, so our third one is can, ability or request. Can, ability or request. Can you get up from here, right? Can you do that? Can you please hand me that book, right? I'm requesting that you hand me the book. To request is what? To ask. So can you do it, which is, do you have the ability to do it? Or you're requesting that someone do A, B, or C for you, right? So can you give me a drink of water? Can you walk to school? You would ask. Can you walk to school? That is the ability to. So do you know to put one foot before the other and walk to school? That is ability. Can you hand me that book? That would be a request. All right, so can, ability, and request. Might, our fourth one, might. Present or future possibility. Present, which is would be now, or future, what is to come, possibility. So what would be a present or future possibility? Presently, I could do some writing, right? Present, future possibility, I could what? Enter the book contest, I could win the lotto. That is a future possibility, right? The possibility is what? A chance or a likelihood, right? I could win the lotto. That's a future possibility or a present possibility. I could write the book or I could enter the competition, right? So present or future possibility. Must. Necessary. Obligation. Necessary or obligation. What is necessary? What if it is necessary? It is what? It is needed. And an obligation is something what you have to do. You should do, you must do. You're obligated to do it. You're obligated to what? Pay your rent. You're obligated to take care of your children. You're obligated to eat well, right? Necessary. If it is necessary, it is needed. So what would be needed? You need to take your medication. So must, so you must take your medication. You know, in our previous lesson we used Mary must go, right? So something that you must do. It is important that you do it. Ought to. What is right and correct to do? Ought to. What is right? Ought to. What is right and correct to do? So an example of that, you ought to pray. You ought to read your Bible, right? You ought to teach the children well. All right, so what is right and correct to do? You ought to discipline your children. All right, so that's the next example. Shall offer suggestion. To offer suggestion. Shall, modal verb, shall, to offer suggestion. So what is a suggestion that we could offer? Shall we have pizza or shall we have baked pies? All right. Shall we walk home from school or shall we take the bus? Or shall we take a cab instead? All right. So shall offer a suggestion. Should, advise or prediction. Should, advise or prediction. So when you predict, you exclaim or proclaim that something will happen, right? So you predict that it will happen. So if you use the mobile verb should, you said you should speak with an attorney, or you should write a book. So someone is giving you an advice there, right? So you use should. You should win the games because you have been exercising. So that is what? A prediction. All right? You should be the first to win that book contest. That's a prediction. You should speak to your teacher. That is an advice. All right? Will. Willingness and prediction. So in two different cases, in should and will, we have what? Predictions. So willingness and predictions. What will you be willing to do? What is willingness? When you're willing, you are forced or you're encouraged to do something. You're willing, nothing, you're motivated, you're inspired to do something. So that is when you are willing. So you will write that book. She will beat her competitors, right? So willingness and prediction. So you predict, when those men are boxing and you say, what is the name? Mike Tyson is gonna win this game. So what you're predicting, that Mike Tyson is going to be the winner of the game, right? So you're predicting, or you predict that Usain Bolt will win the race, right? Because he's a very fast runner. Or Shelly Ann, you say, I bet my money they're going to win. Shelly Ann is going to win, or Usain Bolt is going to win. So you are what? Predicting. All right. So it's willingness and prediction. So if you're willing, you are inspired to do something. Okay, now the last one is would. And we have used request here, and we have request in can and request in would. So request is to what? To ask. And invitation, right? Invitation. When you have extend an invitation, you're what? You're inviting someone to do something or join you. So you're inviting them to come to your birthday party. So modal verbs would, you have requests and you have invitation. To request is what? To ask. And invitation is to invite, right? It's to invite someone to some place. So would you come to my birthday party? Would you join me for dinner? Would you join me for a walk? All right. Can you pass that book for me? You're requesting. All right. So you're asking that person, can you reach for that book for me? Can you take that bottle off the shelf? Right. So you are requesting. Can you sit with me in the will you join me in the restaurant? You're inviting. All right. You're inviting the person to come. When the person is going to do the action, you're asking them to do that action for you. But when you're asking them to join you, you are inviting them. All right. So take a good look at these 10 modal verbs and how they should be used. Look at the capacity on this side of how they should be used. So in case you encounter them in your exams, you will be able to ace it, right? You will be able to ace it. And remember a simple definition that I've written out for you on how to use modal verbs. A modal verb is what? An auxiliary verb, and the word auxiliary means help. You can write the verb, you could use the word helping verb, right? Suppose you don't remember how to spell auxiliary. You could write helping verb because that's what auxiliary means. So a modal verb is an auxiliary verb that expresses necessity, possibility, or permission. Necessity, possibility, or permission. And necessity, it is needed, it is required, right? Possibility is a chance or a likelihood, and permission is when it is allowed or it is authorized. All right. It is allowed or it is authorized. I hope you have learned something from this class, my lovelies. I ask that you like this video, share, subscribe if this lesson is beneficial to you, or you know somebody who it will be beneficial to. All right. So please do that for me. Please share. All right. My name is Constance once again. And also check the description box below for my merch. And even for these same lessons, which I expand them some more because of time restraint with my equipment here. All right. Sometimes I cannot go any further. So check the description box below for an expansion of these lessons. All right, so you'll get a better understanding of the lesson that is presented to you. All right, and check for my merch, check for Spreadshop, Orphan of a New Dawn, and my book that is running into a competition at the moment. Please vote for it, Orphan of a New Dawn. My name is Constance once again, and ask that you hit the notification bell for more of these videos if you like them. All right, and I hope you will join me in my next class, my lovelies. Until then, bye bye.